Hello again there, everybody. This is going to be Jund League number 76. Just wrapped up 75 just a few minutes ago. And with League 75, I had this exact 75. Didn't change anything between then and now. Ran into a few bad matchups in a row. I think 4 out of our 5 matchups were pretty poor. But we still managed to escape with a half-decent record. So I'm just going to run it back and see if we can get some matchups that are a little bit more favorable or at least more even. So... let's look at the current modern metagame. We've got Heliod still in at first. It was briefly supplanted by Jund Shadow, but now Heliod Company back up at top. Amulet Titan also rising in popularity, so in at third. And we've got all of our other more classic offenders in at the 4th through 15th spots. Jund, our hero, in at the solid middle of the pack. Oh, the Will Hall Express, thank you for the raid. We're about to start a league, so perfect timing. Just going over the modern metagame breakdown. So of these 15 decks, which are the top 15 most represented decks, not necessarily all 15, I would love to see pretty much all of these matchups with the exception of Tron, Eldrazi Tron, and where is it? Esper Control is rough. I really don't want to see the 4-color Control / Niv-to-Light deck. Those matchups I do think are rough. So 12 of the top 15 I'm pretty okay seeing. Let's just jump into the league as I attempt to catch up with chat. Ba-boom. What's up, Deadly Donut and David Yeehaw and Atraxon? Y'all got here just in time. Just finished the league with this exact list, but I wanted to do another. Oh, the raid train is the Will Hall Express. I get it. It is a pun. I appreciate the pun. All aboard the Will Hall Express. Oh, also, thank you to Death Faust and Where We Are Toxin for the follow. For the follows. Matchups I want to see least are Tron or Ponza. Yeah, I want to see Ponza the absolute least. I absolutely, in addition to it being a bad matchup, I just hate playing it. Tron isn't a good matchup either, but I mean, my win rate versus Tron is actually pretty even, if not actually ahead somehow. David Yeehaw, thanks for the follow as well. Appreciate it all. Yeah, that's a tier 1 emote right there. Speaking of tier 1 emotes, to all the people who just got gifted subs, you've got access to my emote, which is this one. And we get to go first. Ooh, 5 lands is a little on the edgelord side. I think I'm gonna ship. This is better. I think I'm gonna bottom Blood Crypt because like we've got the combo of Wrenn and 6 plus fetch land. So as long as we don't get Inquisitions and Thought Seized and a Wrenn and 6 gets sniped, I'll be pretty happy about just bottoming a land. And I think I'll keep the Force. Force is a bit of a nombo with Kroxa, but I think we're kind of far from that being super relevant. Yep, we've got the new Seb Swamp. One of my viewers was kind enough to give me their promotional code. Oh God, we're playing Dredge. Well, this is a bad one. We've got a lot of good sideboard tech for it, but game 1's gonna be rough. I mean, Tarmogoyf is one of the better tools to have versus Dredge, right? Blood Crypt. Liliana and Kroxa, 2 of the worst tools to have versus Dredge. I think I'm just going to play Goyf. Oh, I wish I had that last turn. Maybe I want to just do that to try to dodge a Cathartic Reunion, but they've already got the payoff. I think I'm going to Goyf. I mean, if this matchup is so bad, I think I just have to take the highest risk line, which is get the threat down now. and then just hope that they can't just like on top of this have the nuts going forward. Is Kroxa something you keep in from sideboard? No, I'm taking Kroxa out going into game 2 for sure. Yeah, free helixes. Got the reunion too? Yeah. We knew this was a possibility. Alright, we're dead. Let's save everyone's time and just scoop. They had Ox in there already. They already had a couple of the amalgams. Yeah, that matchup was lost. All right, so we've got Spellbomb, we've got Plague Engineer, we've got to an extent Collective Brutality. Brutality is probably a lot better on the play, right? Because like you can take the Cathartic Unions on the draw. It doesn't do that very well. All right, let's cut. Kroxa can leave. Liliana can leave. Oh, that's already 60. Is this Brutality or this Huntmaster better than something else? Probably. I think I'm cutting this Terminate. Terminate can hit Ox, but that's about it. Terminate actually probably better than Push because it kills Ox. So maybe we just cut another Push, play this Huntmaster. Is the Brutality better than something? This is actually 60 already, so maybe I just do that. Yeah, I'm not missing anything obvious, right? Yeah. Let's do this. Why are there no Skoozes? I just don't think Oozes is particularly well positioned. Like, obviously, like, if you play against Dredge, it looks good. But also, the mana is just really, really difficult to get Skooz to work. Because, like, trying to play Kroxa and play stuff like Liliana of the Veil means you're very heavily black-red, and you just don't have a lot of extra land drops to put green sources into play. Alright, we've got one land, can't keep this. We've got the Spell Bomb, but 4 3-drops. There's just no way that a Spell Bomb by itself is going to be enough. I think I'm going to keep this. Bottom. I guess we've got the Ren again, so we can pretty easily just bottom a bunch of lands. Try to, like, hopefully they just have, like, one payoff and then, sorry, one enabler and we can take it. They've mulliganed to 4. It's not entirely unlikely. Yeah, it's like Rakdos Splash, Goyf Splash, Bloodbraid. Usually I'm not a huge proponent of Wrenn and 6, so, like, usually my only green cards are literally just, like, Goyf and Bloodbraid. Alright, so they're at 4. Let's really hope that we can take their only payoff. If I have to take a Dredger with this, I'm gonna, like... They next leveled me. Alright, we're dead. Oops. Yeah, I was hoping to take like a Cathartic Union or a Shriekhorn, but this is not gonna go the way I want it to. Would it have been worth keeping the Cycling Land with Wrenn? I don't think I have the time to do that if I'm going down to 2 lands. Oof. Well, I guess I want to play Verdant because that one at least combos with the Wrenn. Like, if I keep the Peatland, I can also keep a fetch, right? Like, the mana would just be so painful. I just wouldn't have the time to get to the part where I'm able to cycle. Like, Peatland is weird because you also need to, like, actually, like, develop your land drops, and Peatland doesn't actually draw the land. Because, like, you have to play the Peatland as your land drop and then cycle it away. So, like... the Peatland kind of implies that I can't get that really working until like turn 4 or 5 if I want to have 3 usable mana in play, and I just don't have that kind of time. Alright, so Red and 6, feel sad, buy back a land. Like, I think I just want to keep my painless land and then fetch to combo with the Wrenn. Like, it's not gonna be good, like, almost no matter what, but I think this is slightly less bad. But yeah, this is another really not good matchup. I've been really good at hitting the bad matchups today. I think I'm 5 for 6 on bad matchups now. Yup. So like, even if I find a spell bomb now, it's like kind of too late. They've already done the damage. They've got life from the loam that they could just cast on nothing to just guarantee put another dredger into their yard after the spell bomb pops. So like, what do I need now? I need to find a threat. So that's step 1, which means I need to find like a Goyf. So I mean, so I guess spell bomb or Goyf are about my only 2 actual good draws here. It's like all dredgers left over. 2 more oxes, yeah. Feeling pretty dead. I mean, I can terminate the ox, but they just play another ox. They did not hit any prized amalgams. A little late, bud. So, I mean, I guess I'm terminating this, pinging off an Archamoeba. No bueno. Got a loam back with that, I believe. The games where I'm terminating an ox, I don't think are the games that I'm necessarily winning. But I don't have another choice. Mash Milovsky, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. For all those new follows, all of these videos, all of these streams, all get uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if you want to see more content like this, you can go to my YouTube page. It's linked to my Twitch account. If you go to my my account, the description right below where you're watching, and you could also just like search my name using the username that is right below my head. Double lightning axe. Well, now they're hitting amalgams. I got 3 of them now, and then Archamoeba. We are done here. You got me. All right. Well, that was a quick loss. 0-1 to dredge. Here's the deck list for everyone who's just joining. If you want to take a closer look, you could also type !deck in chat, but I'll go ahead and do it for you. That is the deck list we are currently using. You get to go first. Oof. The opponent has revealed Lurrus. If they're playing Hammer Time, this hand's good, but more likely they're playing Shadow, and this hand is not good versus Shadow. We're on the play. On the draw, this is a definite mulligan, but this just feels way too slow. Gonna ship. Dang it. I mean, we've got stuff that we can cast. 3 things off of a single land. Let's bottom a Liliana. I guess get Blood Crypt off of this and just hope to spike another land. And it is Shadow, so glad I mulliganed that first hand, but this hand's not looking like it's going to line up much better. So if they Inquisition / Thoughtseize me, they're almost definitely just going to take a Liliana. I guess I'm going to take their Thoughtseize. It keeps their life total the highest to make sure that their shadows aren't as big as quickly. So I'll take the Inquisition. Pretty good argument to just taking the Tarmogoyf because it's the only like non-redundant thing. But I mean, I've got 2 answers to a Goyf assuming I find the lands. And we are on the play, so I think I can catch up. There goes the Polluted Delta into the Inquisition. These were expected. Brick. Alright, if they play the Goyf, I will just go ahead and push it. Lands, please. That counts. We found another one. Okay. We're in it. I mean, we're still got the looming threat of Lurrus, which is a problem. Really want to start finding my heavy hitters like Bloodbraid. Alright, Bloodbraid is officially a good draw. Gonna probably want to save at least one of these bolts for the Lurrus. Basic Mountain. Maybe not Shadow? Lurrus to hand, okay. I could save this Verdant for potential revolting, but I mean, I've got double bolt and no pushes, so let's just save the life. Let's get, I guess, Overgrown Tomb. If I sacrifice Peatland, I'm going to want to keep a duel of each color pair. Just say no. And I'm not going to crack the Peatland because if I draw Bloodbraid, I want to cast it. Not exactly. I mean, this at least means I can start maybe sacrificing the Peatland, which I could do now, but I'm going to wait because my opponent could draw like an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize that could take the card that I draw. And if I find like a Liliana or a Bloodbraid, I'm going to really wish I had waited. Basic Force. So probably just not Shadow then. That or they're just trying to be conservative because they know I've got double bolt. Target me, yep. They're not playing Lurrus, knowing my top card. Interesting. Please be a Bloodbraid. Another bolt. Jeez. Alright, well we're close. There's no more bolts. There are no more bolts in the deck, unfortunately. And we hit Bloodbraid. Okay. They're probably going to have to bolt this. What did we find? Kolaghan's Command? That's good. I mean, I guess they have 7 cards in hand. I mean, we're still just going to shock them, have them discard. Starting Dismember. That makes sense. I mean, they're not doing a whole lot, so it makes sense that their hand is more reactive. Bolt this thing, yep. We've got 3 red sources and 3 bolts. They're gonna have to be careful. I mean, if they play Lurrus, I'm definitely gonna have to send a bolt at it. So they can play Lurrus. Cast a Tarmogoyf. I guess I can Bolt, Lurrus, Pulse, Tarmogoyf. Hope they don't have like something like an Unearth. Liliana, that's a good one. So now I get to Bolt the Lurrus, Liliana, Edict the Tarmogoyf. Just like have a Planeswalker in play after all is said and done. Good draw. Alright, they are Shadow. Interesting. So they do have Push in hand. I think I'm still just going to plus Liliana and discard the land. This land activates Ravine, but we have the read that their hand is mainly reactive. So I'm not gonna commit an entire turn to activating a Ravine and then just have it get pushed. What's up, Mashmalovsky? I discarded Dismember. Alright, so the read was correct. They discarded Dismember. Their hands just got to be like overwhelmingly reactive. And I do think I want to try to kill this. If they've got a Stubborn Denial, it'll be unfortunate. But I don't want them attacking the Liliana when Liliana's got an Edict loaded up. All right, and then hopefully we can get the Liliana Raging Ravine combo going as a way to finish. Playing their lands is kind of weird because they're just things that are good to discard, but this could just indicate that they're gonna use a Kolaghan's command and replay Lurrus in the same turn, but they're not. Interesting. Terminate is interesting as well. I mean, I do want to just continue plussing. We know at a minimum they've got a Fatal Push. Is it too cute to want to keep the both copies of Lightning Bolt? I think I'm gonna plus and just ditch a Bolt. Like we could obviously keep the opponent like within burn range, but I think Terminate is just gonna be better at killing the first thing. Like winning this game is gonna have us connecting with a Ravine anyway. We are 1 point short of a single Ravine attack and a Bolt killing them, so there's a good argument just holding the Bolt. But if they just like draw a Shadow or a Scourge here, I think it's going to be really good to be able to terminate it and then still have a Liliana left over for future threats. Because like if they play a Goyf or a Scourge or a Shadow here, I'm definitely just going to terminate it, bolt them, and then have the Liliana Raging Ravine lock going, which seems like a pretty good spot to be in. Do I want to just bolt them end step? I don't think so. Alright, so they're going up to 2, we're going up to 3. Another Ravine. Is that worth playing? I honestly don't think it is. I think these two cards are still just going to be better. I do want to keep on plussing, just load up as many Edicts as they'll allow me. Get this thing out of Bolt range. It's crazy, but I think I'm just going to ditch other Ravine. Like, I think I'm going to have a hard time losing as long as I can hold up double removal spell and the Liliana. Because, like, as soon as they play their first creature and I get to terminate it, Liliana empties their hand and the Ravine just easily kills them. So, like, worst case is, like, they draw a way to reanimate Lurrus. They can't draw Lurrus because they companioned. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, I think that's probably a good reason to just ditch one of my spells. And then between Bolt and Terminate, I kind of just want to actually ditch the Bolt. Like, the read is still that their hand is reactive, or maybe they're waiting to find an answer for the Liliana before they cast a threat of their own. And if they do find an answer for the Liliana, I'm going to want the thing that just guarantee kills their stuff. So let's just ditch the Bolt, play a Bloodbraid. Discarded a Delta. Alright. Alright, so we're just looking for an additional source of pressure here to just close out the game. Kolaghan's command kind of counts. We can return a Bloodbraid, just have you discard. Shocking them means that any Bloodbraid next turn is lethal. But them just discarding a card, like if their last card is removal, I really want this Bloodbraid to live. So let's just have them discard the return of Bloodbraid. So let's return Bloodbraid. You'll discard a card. Because like it's probably just like another removal spell of some kind, if not a land. Yep, Reed was good once again. Jam. Alright, now I think we can't really lose. They could reanimate Lurrus and then also play something, which would be problematic, but I've still got Terminate and the Liliana to Edict to sweep up both things. And then we've just got like Bloodbraid in play and another Bloodbraid to follow up. Sure. So now they're just dead. They're dead a few different ways. Edict that. I guess we haven't showed them a Kroxa yet, so I should just cast the Bloodbraid as opposed to using Kroxa because this conceals information for future games. Alright, we've got kind of it all. Jam. We did it. Alright, Jund Shadow. Spellbomb, please. Huntmaster, please. Maybe Plague Engineer? They're going to be playing Veil of Summer. I'm definitely cutting Thoughtseize before I cut Inquisition, and I usually like going down to no more than 3 of these, because they're such terrible draws late game. Everything else seems like it's going to be pretty good, though. Plague Engineer is so fragile to their removal. I think I'm going to cut a Kolaghan's Command. It doesn't really kill a whole lot. Like, its best mode by a lot is probably going to be buy back a creature. So I think I'm going to try to squeeze in the Plague Engineers by cutting 2 more. I mean, it could just be cut 2 Inquisitions. Inquisition tends to be not great. Yeah, let's just cut 2 of those. Like, I think Engineer is probably just going to be better than Inquisition. Inquisition could be nice, though, right? Because if they put Lurrus into their hand, I could then Inquisition right after to try to snipe it. I still think I'm going to want the Engineer. It'll trade with most things, assuming it doesn't just die. Be back in like 30 seconds. It's gonna be like another hour or 2.
You're gonna pee peach juice later?
Probably. Well, this one was mostly empty already.
Oh, no, there's still some.
Yeah. That one was like mostly empty already. It was like a third full. When the opponent is tanking, huh?
Before I forget, I told my supervisor, I was like, hey, like, if there's really nothing else for me to do, should I just keep, like, renewing my trainings at home tomorrow? And she's like, yeah, I guess. But I was like, you know, like, I do my hours, but, like, I'm not really doing anything. And then the person that, like, sometimes also gives me things to do wasn't here today. She comes in tomorrow. So she told me to, like, I was like, I can still come in the morning and do, like, that one thing I do every day. And then, like, see from there. And she's like, just call or email to see, like, if we have anything for you.
Alright, so this hand, His hand is a bit slow, but I mean, they don't have any fast threats other than Tarmogoyf anyway, right? Like this hand is weak to Tarmogoyf, but I have plenty of time if their progression is like Shadow or Scourge. One thing I'm gonna keep. This hand has like a really high ceiling, but a pretty low floor. Yep, Liliana makes sense. Just get the Ravine down. Blackleaf Cliff's not the worst draw. I would still like to find action. Gonna try to keep my life total high if in case they are trying to play a Scourge. Like they can't actually play a Scourge if my life total is 20. They missed a second land. That's interesting. Alright, well I guess I'm gonna go Blackleaf Cliff, say go. Can't actually do anything yet. But my opponent missing a land is obviously pretty great for me. Like, their hand must be pretty good to have kept a one-lander on 7 cards. This is a Tarmogoyf. Grim Lavamancer. That does not seem very good here. Yeah, I heard. I get to Kolaghan's command that pretty easily. Another land, not what I want to see. I think I'm going to play Blackleaf Cliffs and just do this now. They could have Veil of Summer, which would be unfortunate. But if I let them untap, they can shoot me for 2 and then turn on their Scourges. I mean, their Scourges are going to be turned on soon anyway. So maybe I should just like do it at their upkeep, for example. Like if they don't already have the Veil, I don't want to give them another chance at finding it. So yeah, let's upkeep it, and then if they have the Veil, they will have at least used mana on their turn, which helps me untap to either Bloodbraid or Huntmaster. And again, I'm aware that this may let them shoot me for 2, but a small price to play for salvation. All right, you'll discard, shock this. Come on. Yeah, you agree upkeep seems better? Yeah, if they've got the Veil, it's definitely better. Are they dismembering their own thing? That seems like a good exchange. Like they may be doing this in an attempt to power out a Shadow. Yep. 2 Shadows. Alright, pulse please. Ding, not a pulse. I guess I'm just gonna cast Bloodbraid. I would like to hit removal here ideally. I don't think I'm ever fetching basic forest. Let's I guess just get the swamp now. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get this. I think I'm just gonna play the Bloodbraid now, because like if I hit removal, it's gonna be very good for me. And if I don't, if I hit just another creature, I'll have 2 bodies versus their 2 bodies. Come on, removal. Bob's good too. Obviously don't have an attack. So they can fetch down to 6, making their things 7/7s. They're out of cards, though. They can put Lurrus to hand. That's something they can do. So do I want to take 14? Not really. Taking 14 would put me down to 5. I kind of think I actually want to take this, though. Reason being is I can play Huntmaster and then block with Huntmaster token and... Wait, that same logic applies now, though, right? Like, I can still just block now, play Huntmaster, block just the token next turn. So, yeah, blocking now is actually just fine, I think. I guess, actually... Oh, they didn't put Lurrus into hand. The downside of blocking is like if I hit another Bloodbraid or like a bolt, I could just kill him. So maybe bolting there, maybe blocking there is a little loose. But yeah, they didn't put Lurrus into their hand, which I think is a mistake. Play another Ravine. Die to Battle Rage. They're still not putting Lurrus into hand? We've got lethal in play now. And we drew a bolt. So but now we have lethal two ways. So if this doesn't work, we still should be good. Okay. I will accept. What did I play against round one? Dredge. We got absolutely demolished by Dredge. Alright, let's join this match. Yeah. We got two pair. There are a few decks this hand is not going to be good against, but there's going to be a large number of decks this hand is great against. Tranquil Thicket. That is a weird one. It could be Jund. That could be one of the Wrenn and 6 lands. I think I am just going to lead on Swamp. This Best Disguises a 1-mana spell. Obviously, like, if they don't play something that I could have pushed, I'm going to wish I just, like, played a land tapped. Which is the case. Play Bob. I mean, they can't kill it end step. They could be playing Wrenn and 6, but I think if they had Wrenn and 6, they probably would have just played it. So I'm going to say no Wrenn and 6 right now. Please don't be Ponza. I hate playing against Ponza. Looks like Ponza. Ugh, it's Ponza. I hate this. Gotta be the beatdown somehow. There aren't many Ponza players these days, but I always seem to find them. I mean, we could maybe steal a race with a bunch of attacks and lightning bolts. Yeah, I'm gonna assume there's a Wrenn and 6 in the list. They just like don't have it right now. If they've got like Elder Gargaroth, I do have the Terminate. I've got the Terminate for something like a Glorybringer too. I can still Terminate. I can actually cast everything in my hand right now. That's a land. That's a Goyf. I can't cast that, unfortunately. Is it even worth casting Inquisition here? I mean, the only other option is I cast another Dark Confidant. Let's just go to attacks and see what happens. I mean, does Inquisition actually take anything that I super care about right now? Greatness at any cost. This isn't what you came here to see. I don't know what is. I mean, I just like have to attack and try to reach him with the bolts, I think.
Are we selling our firstborn child?
What? No.
Greatness at any cost.
Yes, yes.
Where does the line get drawn?
I mean, we might be able to get this. I mean, they didn't actually have a Klothys trigger this turn. There's the Blood Braid. Cannot cast it. So if I bolt them twice here, they go to 7. That's 1 off of lethal. The issue with bolting now, though, is their Klothys is actually going to have something to target. So I think I just have to untap. I don't want this Klothys targeting anything. Okay. I could cast a Kroxa. I don't think that's going to be really good, though. So what happens if I just go at the opponent here? I can hit them for 6. Put them to 7. I'm still just short. Is it worth killing Chandra? Chandra's going to get them up to 6 mana if they want it. Alternatively, I could just put them down to 7. They can shock me, put me to 7, so as long as I don't take 7 life to the Bobs, I should be good. They didn't cast Blood Braid on their turn, so I don't think they've got a Blood Braid. I do have Terminate for instant speed interaction. I think I'm just going at them. Like, the first big thing that they do with the Chandra, I can just terminate. Like, I could Inquisition first to get the information, but there's no way Inquisition takes anything that actually matters. I mean, I guess I could take a Bolt, but I want to hold Terminate up. Discard a green card. Guess Kroxa as well. This is unfortunately going to turn Klothys on. I didn't have 3 lands to pitch, unfortunately. Yep. So, I mean, I can push one of my own Bobs at end step. They revealed a Bolt. Uh-oh. Where do they go with this? Just going at me. Yep. Alright, so if I kill one of my own Bobs, I can still attack for 4, put them to 5. 2 bolts kills them. So I think I am able to push one of my own Bobs here. And I just need to not die to 2 Bobs. They could very easily have a Stomp or just like another Bolt in their hand. So I do still need to get lucky. You got a Bolt or a Stomp? Not yet. I guess I upkeep it. Nice. Did it. Triple Bob. Jeez. Alright, well. I think I want the Cleansing Wildfire. It's a way to get out from under Blood Moon. We can also target the Utopia Sprawl Enchanted Lands. I think I want the Engineer. It can hit Elemental to make Seasoned Pyromancer a lot worse. I think I also just want Hunt Master. I don't think I want Spell Bomb. Spell Bomb good against the sometimes Clothis and sometimes Seasoned Pyromancer though. Let's take out some of the 1 mana discard. I'll keep in the Thoughtseizes as that can take the really big stuff. I think I like boarding out of some Lilianas. And Kolaghan's Command also seems like it's just going to be really weak. Give this a go. Well, welcome in, Basic Land Shark. Yeah, greatness at any cost, right? It says so right on the card. I mean, I just like needed to be the beatdown, and Dark Confidant was the card I had that can beat down. Yikes. Do not think I can keep this. We can get basic Swamp, but that doesn't even do much. The opponent is also mulligans. Alright, we're definitely going to mulligan. Oh. If we hit any land, we can Wrenn and 6. We've got double Wildfire to get out from under Blood Moon if that ends up mattering. I think I'm keeping this. Like, this is still at its heart a mid-range matchup, so like mulligans do suck. I think I'm gonna keep. I guess bottom Liliana? Like, I could bottom other Cleansing Wildfire. Like, Liliana might be good with this Wrenn and 6, but we do need to find, I guess, any fetch land, and then we can almost definitely Liliana on 3. Double Wildfire is really enticing. I think I'm going to bottom the second Wildfire. And then just really hope they don't have the quick Blood Moon. Even if they do, I can at least get one of my colors. Alright, well I can bolt that. Fetch land, please. Damn it. Alright, well I'm still bolting this. Delay the Blood Moon if they've got it. And then really, really big draw step. I've got 8 fetch lands I could find, and they're also just like the sources that produce the color on their own. Bummer. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. I mean, we can Cleansing Wildfire their forest that's got the Sprawl on it. Wildfire does also redraw. Did not hit a land. Still really, really late to hit a green land. Got the moon, got the Clothis. Brutal. Land. Damn it. I guess I'm gonna Inquisition. If I cast Kroxa, they're just gonna exile it with the Clothis. And Pyromancer, both of these cards are problematic, but Pyromancer is gonna be really good right now. Interesting that they hit a land with that. Did they just draw a Bloodbraid? Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, Sprawl is one of the better things that they could have hit for us. I mean, the issue now, though, is, like, even if I find a good land, I guess I can Edict the Bloodbraid Elf away, but Seasoned Pyromancer is going to make it look pretty silly pretty quickly. I mean, I guess we can make him ditch the Veil of Summer. This will tag Kroxa almost definitely. Rogue Goblin, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. They return a forest, yeah. Turn on Klothys. Yeah, this is not going well for those keeping score. Yeah, I mean, I'm mulligan to a one-lander. Not going to be good. Alright, Gruul still. I still don't think I can make many changes. I guess, like, the only actual consideration is maybe a Spell Bomb. Just, like, counter one Klothys trigger, maybe Seasoned Pyromancer from the yard. This just doesn't seem like it's going to be good. Maybe I bring Liliana of the Veil back in while I'm on the play. It's one of my better answers to stuff like Glorybringer and Elder Gargaroth, but I do still have Terminate, Maelstrom Pulse on top of the other Lilianas. I think I'm just going to run this back. No, this is not Goblin's Chair. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. Ooh. This hand. So we've got our basic Swamp. We can Thoughtseize on 1, Kroxa on 2. If we find a green source, we can kill their first thing and then have Huntmaster as a follow-up. I think this is a keep, but it's not exciting. And then I can't really wait for the Thoughtseize, because then I can get Veiled. So they've got 3 lands, Bloodbraid, Cindervines, Klothys, Pyromancer. Well, I guess I'm taking the Klothys, because that's the card I just straight can't beat. But I'm also worried about everything else that they've got in their hand. Luckily, they didn't draw an Accelerant. That would have been bad. Green source. That'll be good when we find a green source. Kroxa time. Scarred Chandra. Okay. Cindervines, yep. Don't think I'm killing that. Don't even know why they brought that in. I mean, this can name Elemental. It's one of the reasons why it's in the deck. They do have access to Seasoned Pyromancer. It's the only thing I can actually do right now, so let's just get it into play. Elemental. Still really like to find the green source sooner rather than later. Arbor Elf, sure. Arbor Elf, sure. So actually we know the hand. It's just Seasoned Pyromancer Bloodbraid. That is not the one we wanted to see. 3 green cards in hand. Sure. That gets them up to all of the mana they could ever want. 7 mana, actually. They can cast both of their things. I mean, this isn't the worst spot. Like, if they Bloodbraid and hit a relative blank and then Pyromancer, maybe I could play Huntmaster and have it go uncontested, but missing there was really big. I kept the 3 lander and just, like, needed to find any green. Can you get, like, a Utopia Sprawl or something? That's gonna about seal it. Just don't have the forest. Now I have to find basic forest. It's basic forest or bust. I guess I trade. I need to have time to find the forest. Need the basic forest. Needed that a second ago. I hate this matchup. It's so aggravating. Yeah, one turn too late. Would have loved it like any other turn. Turn 7, not gonna do it. I mean, like, we identified the risk that we needed to find it for the hand to be good. We just did not find it. That sounds good, though. This is looking like Blood Crypt. As long as it's not like Tron or something. Mesa. Okay, maybe it could be Burn. Sounds fine versus Burn. Looks like it is. Could be Prowess. But, I mean, we've got the Bolt for the first thing. Goyf is going to be usually pretty pivotal. Liliana's good too. Unfortunately, we may have to fetch Shock to get first black and be able to Bolt this thing. It's not what I want to do, but I think I need the black. I could just get basic red and then use the forest to cast Goyf, but that has me off of all of my black spells. I don't think I'm ever casting this Bob, unfortunately. So, I mean, to cast my black spells, like, I need to draw another land anyway. But Liliana, I'm going to be 2 black away from. I think I have to Shock. And then should I just do it now to avoid getting blown out? I mean, I think I just want to pass. I mean, if they have like Lava Dart, that could be a way that it bites me. I think they're just regular Burn. Right now, they haven't really given me a reason to say otherwise. Okay, it's Prowess. I guess this could also still just be Burn. All right, I'm gonna take the 1. And then I'll fetch Shock Bolt this at end step. Alright, yeah, it's Prowess. Alright, well, them being Prowess, it makes me a little bit more comfortable to just to fetch Shock, but it's still not great. Alright, Blood Crypt, say yes. And then I'm going to kill the Soul Scar, so that way Goyf can have the chance at being larger. Need to find more spot removal, though. That's good. Definitely still just casting Tarmogoyf, though. So if they attack with this, I kind of have to block. Like, they could obviously do a bunch of ridiculous chaining with, like, Manamorphoses and burn spells, but I mean, not much I can do to get around it. We got a really big draw step coming up. Gonna have to find the land. Bolt, target me. Yep. Lava Dart, target me. Yep. So now I have to block to, like, gain 4 life, basically. And this could be okay. Like, if I can find untapped land here and I can Liliana. Like, they may be forced to use their Lava Dart to finish the Liliana. Okay, okay. That was big. Let's just get basic Swamp here. I could Inquisition and play Bob, but this Bob isn't going to be good versus Prowess. Prowess is probably Bob's worst matchup. They do have the Lava Dart to finish off the Liliana if they choose to do that. But I mean, I've got a removal spell for their next thing, even if next thing is Stormwing. I've got Bloodbraid as a way to clock them. And if I do get to plussing this Liliana, which is looking likely, I can just ditch Bob first. They topped. Scary. Yuck. Is this a Stormwing too? Brutal. Is Drowning in the Loch good? I think so. And like there are subtle things you can do to make it even better. Right? Like you can play stuff like Thought Scour to make it even better. Kolaghan's Command, not great. I think I just have to take the turn off to pulse the Stormwing. So hopefully the Swift Spear can't do another chunk of damage. They're going up to 2 cards here. At least one of the 2 is apparently not a land. Another threat is Troublesome. I mean, I've got the Kolaghan's Command to kill that. And assuming I survive, I think I might just use the Kolaghan's Command to also have the opponent discard their final card. Land is good. Alright, so let's Kolaghan's Command now. I'm going to shoot the Sprite Dragon, have the opponent discard. If they've got Mutagenic Growth, I think they would have just used it because that would put me to 1 and turn off all of my lands. So I don't think it's Mutagenic Growth, but if it is, they'll use it to save the Sprite Dragon. Was just a Steam Vents. Okay. I mean, if they can draw a blank here, which they have, I guess they get to sacrifice an Islet now if they choose. I'm going to go to 4 after they hit me for 1, and I fetch, and then I get to Bloodbraid. So let's get second red, I guess third black, Overgrown Tomb. Alright, we won second red and third black, so I guess it's just Blood Crypt then. Blood Crypt again. Say no. So we want Bloodbraid to hit additional sources of pressure so we can get this game done with. Don't think I can ever actually cast that. On the other hand, the card that they have is new, right? So if it's like a 2-mana creature or like an instant or sorcery they were hoping to time better, maybe I could actually just pay 1 life to Inquisition it, but I can always just lead on the Bloodbraid. I have the option of doing this after the Cascade. So hoping to hit an additional source of pressure here. Liliana works. That kills the Swift Spear. And then I don't think I'm ever actually using any of the other cards in my hand, unfortunately. If I fetch going to 3, I die to a Bolt. So I don't think I want to go to 3 here. I guess I'm just gonna keep all these cards in my hand as potential Liliana discards. Yeah, I'm not gonna go to 3 here. I'm still in shooting range, so I still feel behind. Sprite Dragon, yeesh. So if they've somehow saved Mutagenic Growth up to this point, they'd get me. And they killed Liliana instead of going at me. Big draw step. Not good. Alright, well, still gonna cast it. We actually hit something, okay. Attack, can't block. Does it actually change any math if I play Dark Confidant here? It actually kind of does, right? If I play the Dark Confidant, I've got 5 powers worth of attacks, which means that Islet is shut off. Saying don't be a coward and Bob. I'm thinking of doing it. Like if they hit me down to 3 here, there are like 8-ish cards in my deck that would have me dead, but like if they draw actual anything here, I just fall so far behind to not having an additional way to reach. I think correct play is actually just play the Bob. It's crazy, but this kind of turns off the Islet if they brick. Like, obviously, like, if they've drawn a Bolt or any burn spell, it's, like, actually doesn't matter because I'm dead anyway. So, like, playing the Bob doesn't actually change the fact that I'm dead to a burn spell. They drew Mutagenic Growth. That just does it, unfortunately. Alright. Close one. I don't want the Engineer. Give me a sec. Alright, so we want Spell Bombs. We want Brutalities. We might actually want the Engineer. Let's see what we want to take out. Definitely the Dark Confidants. Definitely the Thought Seizes. And that's 60. So are any of maybe these three better than any of these? I think the Plague Engineer is probably going to be better than at least a Kolaghan's Command. It's pretty fragile, but Kolaghan's Command usually not going to kill anything either. I think this is what I'm going to run, but I do need to use the bathroom real fast, so I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Huntmaster gains life. It does gain life, but I don't think that's going to be good enough. Like, they so often just do so much burst damage all in one turn that 2 life for 4 mana just doesn't seem like it's going to be good enough. It's pretty slow. I think this is on the low end of keep. We've got Inquisition on 1, which is nice. Ren and 6 really not that good here. We do have a Spell Bomb to stymie their potential Bedlam Revelers, which is really good versus us. So I think I'm gonna Blood Crypt on 1, plan on getting Basic Forest for Ren and 6 on turn 2. And then gonna have to take a threat with this. Alright, so they've got a Stormwing, but like I said, I kind of have to take the Sprite. I mean, Spell Pierce deals with both of my next plays, and Ren and 6 does get to ping off the Sprite Dragon. So it's kind of weird, but I think it's Spell Pierce. Just because, like, Spell Pierce is going to be so good versus whatever I do first. They don't actually have a 1-mana creature. If they have a 1-mana creature, I'm definitely just taking that, but they didn't have one. Push is a good draw. So I'm assuming they're just holding up the Spell Pierce here. Sorry, the Opt here. This is as good a time as ever to probably just get the Ren and 6 down. But it's actually weird. I kind of don't want to Ren and 6 here, because then they might just play Sprite Dragon. They just might not play Sprite Dragon until they know that I've got a way to kill it. Until they know that I can't kill it with the Ren and 6. So I want them to play the Sprite Dragon on the next turn. So I think what I'm going to do is tap out, which means maybe just play Spellbomb, play Ravine. Because I'm going to want this to kill the Sprite Dragon, so that way this can kill whatever else. This hand needs some help. Push is a good start, but I'm going to need to find a way to win. So it looks like they may be saving the Opt as a way to enable their Stormwing. Okay, so this is going to plan. But Stormwing is still going to be troubling. Excellent. Alright, we drew the Terminate for the Stormwing. Still going to attempt to use the Drennan 6 to kill the Sprite Dragon. It works. Okay. And then if I play Peatland, I guess I could push the most painlessly, but it's pretty likely they're just going to get Stormwing down anyway, which I can't push. So I think I'm going to play this with the intention of getting Overgrown Tomb. Maybe I should fear Blood Moon. Blood Moon would be troubling. I guess this only ever gets basic Forest, which doesn't do a very good job at casting either of these spells. I mean, I guess if I'm buying back the Wood of Hills anyway. Right, let's let them cast their spell, right? So now do I actually just go for the Fatal Push? I think I do to keep the run alive. Overgrown Tomb. Oh, I definitely should have. I definitely should be letting this resolve first, so they don't have the information. This is a slight misstep. Yeah, before I even fetch Shocking, I definitely should have just let all that resolve. Not good. All right, so we've got only 2 spells in the yard, so they're still pretty far off of a Reveler. I think I probably want to get another turn's worth of spells into their yard before I fire it off. I could sacrifice Peatland now and recur it, but I think I want another actual mana-producing land in play before I start doing that, because I want to hold up Spellbomb and Terminate. So let's return the Foothills, play the Foothills, say go. I do have Ravine. Ravine is a way I could win. Any Bloodbraid would be excellent here. Any Goyf would be excellent here. Them drawing non-cycling lands is pretty good. Morphos, yep. We can play around Spell Pierce here. Stormwing, yep. I'll let them scry first. I'll go for the Terminate. Cool. Alright, and then I guess I am now... Do I actually want to play around the moon? Probably should, as long as it's free. Get basic Forest. Sacrifice Spellbomb. And I am going to start looping this Peatland now that I've got 4 mana producing lands in play. Another Spellbomb. Bolt to you. Thank you for the follow. I like the name. Come on, deck. Hey, yo. There we go. Probably should just slam it. I guess in the event I hit other Renin 6, I want to use this first, given that I'm not actually pinging anything. So if I find another Renin 6, I will play it, because there's used to having cards in my yard to grow Tarmogoyfs and to provide food to escape Kroxa. Alright. Come on, deck. Give us a Goyf. Give us a Goyf. Pulse. Nope. Brutal. We got a 3-2 with haste for 4. Best I can do is a pulse. No, that's not the best you can do. In fact, I know this is not the best you can do. No, I swear, I thought this was a Vapor Snag for a sec. I was like, that's weird. Probably wouldn't Vapor Snag that, but I know it was not a Vapor Snag. Dart. Oh, this I'm also probably fine with. I'm assuming this also means they're going to dart it again. And they did bottom with the opt, by the way. Do I want to pay life to put Peatland in, to put Spellbomb into play? I don't think so. I should probably just save every point of life that I can while I'm so far away from like actually finding my own pressure. I do have the Ravine in play. And I think I'm attacking with Ravine next turn. Oh, that might change it. They attacked me. And there's the Goy. Excellent. Alright, so in the event their last card is a Spell Pierce, I think I want to activate this first because I don't want to give them a target for it. They could have Vapor Snag too, but that I'm probably fine with. Yeah, we're doing 2 leagues. It's a Monday. I think Monday and Tuesday are the days where I have time to do more than 1 league. So this is number 2 already. Yeah, this is an A-OK exchange. A-OK. Now we get to cast a Tarmogoyf. Cast a Spellbomb. Play a Peatland. Say go. That was a good turn. Good turn. Going face. Yep. I mean, I could still get burned out. Bolt, target, Renin 6. I guess in the event Nurturing Peatland cycles into a Lightning Bolt, I want to do it now. So that way the only potential way that this would outsize me is if they have Mutagenic or like another copy of Lava Dart. So probably worth doing this now. I miss, which is fine. Renin 6 dies, I'll take 3 down to 8. That feels like I'm doing alright. Should probably just pop the Spell Bomb. Yeah, let's pop Spell Bomb. Like, Kroxa's a nice play and all, but I think I'd rather still like to kill the Sprite Dragon sooner rather than later. Or I could just find more Blood Braids. I would still like to kill the Sprite Dragon. Push? Not exactly. I can fetch basic mountain. Oh, that was actually kind of a cool draw, right? Because now I can actually put Lurrus into play Kroxa into play right now if I want to, right? Because I can use the black mana and the forest to just ditch the Kroxa. Is that the safest thing I could do, though? The opponent has 1 card in hand. If they've got 2 burn spells, I could just die if I don't kill the Sprite Dragon. So, I mean, casting Bloodbraid is probably the safest thing to do. I mean, I can Kroxa and Bloodbraid. But I guess at that rate, I actually want to just gain the life, huh? So I think what I'm going to do here is cast Bloodbraid, and then if I decide I need to gain the life, I can then fetch Basic Mountain. Right, because that would put me up to 9. I'm still dead to 2 burn spells, but Bloodbraid means I can maybe kill the sprite. Yeah, like no matter what I do, I'm winning in 2 turns. I'm gonna Bloodbraid here and play to win. I mean, both lines are kind of play to win. Like either line means I get to kill over 2 turns, but this line means maybe I get to kill their Sprite Dragon. Maybe I get to kill the Sprite Dragon anyway. So now I can Wooded Foothills, get Mountain, drain them, give this -2/-2, and then if the coast is clear, I can then run in 6 to ping their thing. So that's pretty nice. Let's do that. Escalate. 2 mode it. -2/-2, drain, cast. -2 to that, drain you. Discard that. Kill that. Sick. Alright, now I think we're good. Nice. Got a game. Alright. I mean, the opponent kept kind of the slow one, and I did say that, like, I kind of need to take the threat with the Inquisition, but it worked out that, like, their main threats were just the Sprite Dragons, and my Ren and 6s lined up fine versus those. And I had to take the Spell Pierce so I could stick the Ren, and it ended up working out. Do I want the Plague Engineer? Still think no. If Huntmaster wasn't good enough on the play, it's definitely not good enough on the draw. Like, obviously, in that game, when we're in a top decor, it's probably fine, but I think I need every tool I possibly can to potentially stabilize before finding threats in my own. Like, if I draw this, but if I, like, take this, put this in for something like a Ren, like, a Ren can kill a Sprite, as it did twice. I think I need just anything that has the potential to kill something the turn I play it. Like, I think this Kolaghan's Command or this Engineer would be the next things in. But if they are, I don't know for what. Maybe for a Kroxa. Kroxa is weak on the draw. I mean, it's fine on the draw, but it's obviously much better on the play. Maybe I just bring in this because it can jump in front of something. I think Engineer probably better than Kolaghan's Command because of Death Touch, although Engineer can get bolted down. But I mean, that's a bolt that doesn't go to face. Let's give this a go. Come on, give me a decent one. Nope. With 2 lands this hand would be great. Cannot keep it though. This keeps happening. I mean, I'm keeping this. We've got double Inquisition. If we hit any land, we get to terminate. I guess other than basic forest. Liliana's very good as well. Guess I'm just going to bottom my expensive thing at 4. We're on the draw. Islet? Jeez. Alright, so maybe they've got a painful start. Alright, we hit it immediately. That's good. Let's Blood Crypt first. Cast Inquisition. So they've got Burn, Burn, Opt, Spell Pierce. And an Arid Mace. Interesting they didn't just, like, fetch red first. I don't think I can tape Opt. I don't think I can tape Dart. I think it's definitely between Spell Pierce and Lightning Bolt. And Bolt definitely allows them to output the most damage. And I do need to find time. I do have backup Liliana, so maybe it's not the worst if they pierce me. And I also do have Inquisition. I think I'm taking Bolt. It just does the most raw damage. Because, like, I can terminate, like, on end step after this is already attacked, so that way the pierce doesn't contribute to damage. And also similarly, if I play the Liliana and they're piercing on their turn, that's not a spell that like actually contributes to damage. And it's strange, but I might just get Basic Mountain with the Foothills to cast Terminate. I wonder if they opt here. They don't. Okay. Please don't be Light Up the Stage. Vomit. Oh, they hit another creature. Vomit. But they're keeping Spell Pierce up. So I do think I'm fetching Basic Mountain. If I Inquisition them now, that almost definitely just gets pierced. We know their hand is Opt, Lava Dart, Pierce. I think what I'm going to do is hope that they go for the Opt at end step, and then if they do, once it resolves, I can terminate the Swift Spear, and then try to have the Lilianas for the Soul Scar. Or they didn't do it, though. I'm just going to take the hit, and then go for the kill spell at end step, I think. And then assuming neither has grown, I'm going to kill the Soul Scar. If I go for the Terminate now, they're going to pierce, and that's just going to do more damage to me. Yep. Alright, I mean, I'm going to go for a Terminate. I mean, the alternate option is I could just not Terminate, cast Inquisition, and then Terminate. Just like to take the Spell Pierce. But I think I'd rather them just use the Spell Pierce to make sure that the Lilianas stick. Like, I don't have time to continue doing nothing. So let's get Basic Mountain. Attempt to Terminate. This will probably get pierced. It's gonna be a close one. That Light Up the Stage was brutal, giving them their next land and another threat. Hey, let it resolve. Interesting. Another Inquisition is also interesting. So I could just Inquisition here, and then if I deem it necessary to Inquisition again, I can. But if Inquisition, I'm shut off of Liliana. If they had another threat, they'd have played it. The thing is, like, if they opt into another threat, it puts me so far behind. I think I have to double Inquisition here, or at least cast the first one. And I kind of want them to Spell Pierce the first one. So I think I'm just going to not play the land and then Inquisition first. And then if this resolves, I'll just take the Pierce. So I'm hoping they do it just so they lose a life. Opting now? That's interesting. I guess the idea is opt to determine whether or not they want to pierce, but then I still have a backup Inquisition. And doing it now on their turn is kind of strange. Alright, so their hand is Manamorphose, Dart, Pierce. I guess now I'm going to take the Pierce, Inquisition again, take the Manamorphose. So their hand is Dart and Land. But I mean, if I can dodge them drawing another threat here, I can hopefully Liliana Edict the Swift Spear. They've got a lot of really good draws though. Storming would be bad. Light up the stage would be bad. Really any other creature would be bad. Ideally, they just hit a land. Okay. Liliana number 3, not exactly helpful. Try to kill the Swift Spear. They might just be planning on sacrificing Islets. That worked. Okay. They're threatless. I've got ways to kill their future threats, even if they are Stormwings. Yep. Weird. I think they would want to draw with Islet first, because Opt is the one that gives you a choice, so like you would want to make the choice based off of all the information. Yeah, Metamorphose is annoying. Zanifarius, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So there's the dart. We really don't want to see Bedlam Reveler. Soulscar we can manage. No second threat, please. Okay. Gonna need to find a threat of our own. Spybluff is a good draw for us. Could I hit like a Ravine? Ravine would be great. Because like we get to play the Liliana and have a way of getting a threat down. Not exactly. I mean, it is a clock, which we will need at some point, but this Peatland is being kind of painful. They can flashback a Lava Dart to finish this Liliana, too. But I think that's a trade I'm okay with. Just need to keep all their creatures off the board. This feels like one of those games where I'm going to be like edging on stabilizing, and then they're just going to draw a Bedlam Reveler. It's a good sign. 3 cards is a lot. If this Liliana gets to live, I think I will start plussing it. But they do have a Lava Dart in the yard. Gut shot it. Paying the life. Does that mean Stormwing? No. Rendon 6. I do have a land in the yard. I'm gonna have to go down to 8 using the fetch. Jake Jackalhops 289, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So this is likely getting, I guess, a green source that doesn't pain me. Oh, oof. And probably more black, so Overgrown Tomb. They do have Lava Dart in the yard, so I'm at a virtual 4, assuming I sacrifice this. Spire Bluff is a good hit for me. Oh, they found the Reveler. I've got the Liliana for it, but them finding more cards is really backbreaking, especially if they also find a 1-drop. They're just going for it? What is this? And the light up. Oof. Oof. Land Stormwing. Alright, I think I definitely need to fetch. I have to stop taking pain off of my own lands. Overgrown Tomb, say no. Goyf. Okay. That's progress. So I could fetch. I could Rendon 6, get back Wooded Foothills, fetch down to 3, go down to 2 in order to play both Tarmogoyf and Liliana. Which is a rough way to do it. I mean, Goyf kind of blocks the Bedlam Reveler, but any burn spell makes that really complicated. Too bad Bloodbraid isn't a Huntmaster. The Huntmaster would not be good here, unfortunately. I think I just have to Liliana minus and then hope to find another answer to the Stormwing. I mean, even a Bolt might do it. Even if they've got like a Prowess trigger to put in on the stack, I can still maybe kill it with the Bolt with the Ren. I think I just have to kill this. I guess this gets to continue going up for free. Do I actually want to make the play of go down to 2 to play Goyf? Like I'm dead to pretty much anything anyway. I guess that's not true because like if they draw like a normal burn spell, like if they draw a bolt, I'm not dead. They've used how many bolts already? 2. I really want to play the Goyf. Because if I play the Goyf, next turn I can play Bloodbraid, and then I can attack for 8. That's short though. The thing is, like, I'm giving them so much extra time to find stuff to kill me with if I don't do this that I think I'm going to 2. Like, I'm pretty much dead to any burn spells anyway because those enable Stormwing. Yeah, I mean, I hope you don't have any burn. There's the Islet. Yeah. Swift Spear, okay. That's a reason to have played the Goyf too. Soul Scar, yep. Alright, well, I mean, they're not playing the Stormwing. Stormwing is going to go away. I can plus the Liliana, empty the opponent's hand. Play a Bloodbraid. Load up an Edict. Oh, this was a big mistake. I needed to plus the Renin 6 first to keep the Bloodbraid. Do I ping with the Renin 6 now, so if I hit the one other copy of Renin 6, I get to kill it? I get to kill whatever I pinged? I think the upside is there. I mean, it doesn't do actual, and it does actual nothing else. Right? This was overall pretty sloppy. I definitely should have plussed first. But I mean, I'm going to not compound the air and try to play tight. We hit Pulse. I guess it's better to kill Soul Scar. Then I guess I'm attacking. If they find another hasty creature that doesn't actually reduce my clock at all, reduce their clock at all, because I still just block, go to 1. Yep. Gonna be close. It'd be a little easier if I still had a Bloodbraid in my hand. Gonna have to fade. Lava Dart does it, Lightning Bolt does it. If they play any of the 2 mana, if they play any of the 2 damage spells, that does it as well. And I am aware of my clock. I don't think it's gonna be a danger. We've got 8 powers worth of stuff in play. Renin 6 can do the last point. So if they brick here, they are in chump block mode. Come on, brick. They're in chump block mode anyway because Liliana can edict them. So if they hit a non-cycling land here, we steal it. They haven't slammed a bolt on the table yet, so I'm assuming they didn't find it. Aww. I think they're slow rolling me. Ooh, Brutality. Edict you? Attack? No way. Alright. Jeez. I mean, yeah, I did the play to win line, which was go to 2, play the Goyf. Yeah, if I don't play the Goyf on turn 2, or going to 2, I still think I could very easily lose. But it would have been 1 attack with the Goyf fewer, which gives the opponent another draw to the burn spell. So I mean, I think going to 2 to play that Goyf was correct. The literal only thing that punishes me is a copy of Lightning Bolt, and the opponent had already used 2. So I mean, I think that was the play to win line, and it ended up winning. So the Jund 3-2 dream still alive. Close one. Yeah, I think that matchup is like if you asked me what that matchup was and I had never played it before, I would tell you Jund was heavily favored, but like the experience has just been very 50-50. They're always a sweat. Pretty often, like I think like a quarter of the time it comes down to like fading a draw step or 2. And then like a quarter of the time it's really not close in Jund's favor, and then like a quarter of the time it's really not close in Prowess's favor. And then the other quarter of the time it's just like a close game, but like not coming down to the top deck. It's like pretty even. Alright. We got one more match in this league. Playing against Azax. Yeah, that sounds good. We've got the 1-2-3 curve. We're on the draw though. Aw, man, they mulliganed to 4, but they're playing Tron. Jeez. Alright, well, hopefully Inquisition gets to hit something. Man, being on the play would have been real good. Nope, just 2 lands, Karn Liberated. Damn, imagine being on the play. Ugh, they're gonna get to Karn me. I'm done. They just Karn hit a land. Yeah, like I could in theory just draw a bolt, but then I'm dead to everything, and I have just all lands in my hand. I'm well below 1% to win that game, and I'm just gonna save everyone's time. Wildfire, Damping Sphere, Fatal Pushes out, Terminate out. Need the bolts. I guess let's stick the Renin 6s out. Renin 6 is just pretty weak. This looks fine. Yeah, they're I mean, that's the power of the London Mulligan, right? They went to 4 and just like very easily got there. And if we were on the play and we can take the map, like we could just maybe draw out of it, like before they find the Tron. But I mean, 2 lands map and the payoff. That's all you need. Third time we play against Tron today. We're just missing too much. We've got the land hate, but Kroxa is just not going to be fast enough. Like, Kroxa is an excellent support card, but it's a 4-drop. Yeah. The opponent's not getting Tron for a while. I mean, I think I might actually just bottom a Wildfire to guarantee we can Liliana on 3. But I mean, Wildfire draws another card, and so does second Wildfire, so it might just be best to bottom basic Swamp here. Because like any land in the deck is a good draw, and having double Wildfire seems like it might be nice. They did mulligan once, looks like. Inquisition on 1, maybe take a map. They've got Scrying and Sphere. So they've got Mine, Tower, Forest. So they've got the colors no matter what. I should probably just take Scrying. There's the Mine. There's the Sphere. And we did hit the land, so that's nice. And for purposes of curving into the Liliana, I should probably just hit the Wildfire now. Because if I'm going to Liliana on my turn 3, that gives them a window to Tron me. So to make sure they can't Tron me, let's just Wildfire now. Liliana does get much better when the opponent is mulligan. They've only done it once, though. It's Blood Crypt again. Lots of black and red sources. But we just cannot find the green. We don't have any green spells yet, so not the worst. Well, I mean, I'm probably just gonna discard this other Blood Crypt to the Liliana plus, so not a big deal. Discard an Ugin. All right, they're one off a Tron, but we're gonna hit another Tron land. Croaks is a good pickup. That's gonna help us get to the Tron eventually. I think I want to probably just discard the Kroxa to the Liliana, as opposed to casting it. I mean, casting it does have some merit though, because then we can maybe just turbo disrupt the opponent's hand in time for an ultimate. I guess I can Wildfire first to get some more info. The issue is like the opponent is also going to discard with more info, but I think my info is more valuable than theirs. We did hit the land. So I'm going to be able to escape Kroxa next turn as long as I can put another card in the yard. So maybe what I do now is I just Wildfire the Mine, and then I can plus Liliana discarding Kroxa next turn, escape it. I do want to continue plussing Liliana because I want to work towards an ultimate. I don't think I would want to ditch the other Wildfire. Like the alternative line is I plus discard Wildfire, play Peatland, cast Kroxa. It's the opponent will have one card less or one fewer Tron land in play. I think I'd rather them just have fewer Tron lands in play. I guess this is gonna draw cards, so I'm gonna kind of have to discard something anyway. It's close. Yeah, let's Wildfire. Oops. I doubt they've only got 2 forests in the deck. It's probably like 4. Revealed a Bob. Or drew a Bob. Think I'm ditching Kroxa. Yeah. I may end up wanting to cast Bob. They discard their other forest. Alright, so that's probably all the basics they've got. This does give them the information that I'm probably going to be casting Kroxa. Oh no, I guess it doesn't matter anyway then. If they were always going to be able to exile the yard. I mean, I guess this makes me happy that I kept the Bob though, right? Bob squared. Please no Walking Ballista. The opponent can, if they have a land, cast Karn, get like a Pithing Needle or something, which can shut off the Liliana ultimate. They discarded an Oblivion Stone. I guess they figure they're kind of far from casting it. I mean, I guess if they had a land, they could maybe cast it as early as the following turn. Use it as early as the following turn. We destroyed 3 Tron lands, and they still just have 2 of the 3 Trons. We're going to use the ultimate if we get the option, but I think they're going to get Pithing Needle here, so I don't think we're going to get the option. Yep, they get the needle. I mean, we get to attack and kill the Karn, so that's nice. We also have like Kolaghan Scan would be an excellent draw now because now we can kill the needle and still ultimate, which would be big game. We're gonna get 3 looks at a way to deal with an artifact, which is a lot of looks. Bloodbraid, maybe. Bolt, Goyf. We get to do more damage to the opponent if I bolt the Karn. Just play Tarmogoyf. I think I'm gonna do that. I am worried about overextending, but at the same point, I need to be the aggro deck. So I feel like I kind of have to. We're at 9 with 2 Bobs in play. They still hit the Tron. I literally killed 3 of their lands and they still hit the Tron. Insane. It's a lot of lands. I mean, I guess I just play a land, cast a Bloodbraid, right? This has us attacking for 4 plus 3 is 7. We can hit him for 10. Is there any reason to not play the Bloodbraid, like if they've got an Oblivion Stone? If we attack them for 7 now, put you to 9. We're pretty far from killing them if I don't play this Bloodbraid. Also, like, we could just hit a way to deal with artifacts, which would make this very good, because then we could also Liliana ultimate. Bolt. Guess I'll target you. I mean, Bolt was a good hit, too, because now if they have an Oblivion Stone, I think Ravine is actually just lethal. Yeah, right. You've done the math, Udok, you know. Alright, so now even if they do have the Sweeper, I should be okay. I wonder if Wormcoil complicates it. I drew a Karn. That gets Bridge, I guess? Do I just die to the stupid Karn now? Still need to find a way to deal with an artifact. As soon as I can, I think I win. Yeah, there's Bridge. Need a Kolaghan's Command. Other land. Well, we at least revealed it all in the right order. Alright, let's, I guess, try to hit it again. Kolaghan's Command? Kroxa? Well, if they've got a land in their hand, this works. It was a Veil? Jeez. I mean, I can escape Kroxa next turn if they don't get another way to deal with it. Which means I guess I need to play a fetch, because I need to fetch to put Peatland and a fetch land into the yard, then I can fetch again going to 6 to escape Kroxa. Yeah, this is Tron KO. I guess I'm playing the Verdant. I cannot attack. And I guess now maybe they kill me with a walking ballista? If they just get a walking ballista with their Karn. They've got 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. They can make a 5/5, and then I need to not die to like 2 Dark Confidants. That's probably the line. Unless they don't have a ballista on their board for whatever reason, but I would assume that they do. Jeez. That can't be good. I literally cast Cleansing Wildfire 3 times this game. I cast all of them, and it might not be good enough. Yeah, it just isn't enough. Like, I didn't have early pressure, so I mean, like, you usually need to like combo it with something. You can't just wildfire and like expect to win the game without backing it up. But I mean, I've got all the threats now, and like they just drew a Karn. They hit a mine. I mean, they still just ballista for 5, right? Yeah. Well, they used the mana to cast the Stirrings. So it's still just 5. They'll have 1 left over. And then if they untap here, they win. Because they could just pump more mana into the ballista. I'm going to have to fade 2 Bob triggers. But I mean, at this point, if Bob kills me, it's not the thing that's killed me. It's just the fact that they have stupid Karn. Just could not find the Kolaghan's command quickly enough. Yep, I'm dead. Now they just shoot me. Brutal. Cast 3 Cleansing Wildfires. And it was not good enough. Wish boards are powerful. Alright, I'll do a quick deck tech / summary for purposes of the recording. So I did another 2-3 finish. We had a different 2-3 finish with this exact list just prior to this league. And I can't say I can spot what exactly is going wrong. I do think I've been hitting an unrealistically high number of bad matchups. So like in 10 matchups, that was the 3rd time I played a Tron variant. And Tron is probably the worst matchup for this deck after Dredge. So I mean, I think I've been hitting bad matchups, but I mean, even then, like I hit all 3 Cleansing Wildfires in that game, and it just didn't matter. My opponent just assembled Tron anyway, and eventually used it to ballista me for a bajillion. So I mean, it feels bad to lose those, but I mean, I'm not sure what more I can do, other than like maybe having a Damping Sphere, because like Damping Sphere, like it's kind of what Cleansing Wildfire is everything, right? Because they can search for Tron all they want, but they can't still make all of the mana. So I mean, a little weird, a little unfortunate that I found all 3 Wildfires and no Damping Spheres. Feels weird to complain about finding 3 Wildfires versus Tron, but it just wasn't enough. So I don't know. Feels bad. The combo of 4 Bob, 2 Ren and 6 has actually felt pretty good. I still think Bob is probably better positioned than Ren and 6, but both are very powerful. So I mean, there's a pretty good chance that I want to continue playing the 4-2 split. And I think I will, at least for the short term, just to continue seeing how I like it. But the main deck has continued to feel, I guess, just fine. There's not really a whole lot of space to make swaps, but that said, I do think something is wrong here, because even in the games that I've won, they've been a little bit too close for comfort. So maybe something has to give. I mean, most of the flex spots exist in this Dark Confidant Ren and 6 area. Like 6 1-mana discard, 6 1-mana removal is fairly standard. It can change meta dependent, but in the current field, I think 6 of each is about the minimum that I'm willing to go with. Kind of hard to cut Glyphs, but I mean, it's possible. Glyph is really, really good right now. It was pretty bad in the Uro meta, but Uro's gone, so I think Glyph is probably just needing to be a 4 of. This Terminate is pretty flexible, but it's usually interchangeable with just like other 2-mana removal. So I mean, the only real other flex spots are like additional copies of Bloodbraid, like maybe Bloodbraids 3 and 4 are a little extra. Maybe the Kolaghan's commands aren't good, or the Pulse isn't good. It's really hard to point at what's wrong, but I think if I do change something, I'm going to be looking towards the top of the curve before looking towards the bottom of the curve. And then the sideboard has felt fine. The land hate has been very good, given that I've in the past 10 matches with this list got paired against 3 big mana decks, all of which were Tron. So I mean the sideboard has been good. We brought in the Huntmaster. Huntmaster single-handedly won us. Not single-handedly, obviously. Like a lot have happened to support the Huntmaster, but Huntmaster was the reason we won a game versus Shadow. Was also the reason we won a game versus Esper Control. Or at least it was the reason that we finished the game. But I mean, the Spellbombs have been good. The Brutalities have been good, and the Engineers have been good as well. We haven't seen the Engineers, but we brought them in like 4-ish times, and they would have been good in the games that we brought them in. We just didn't see them. So I mean, I like this sideboard. I just can't really put a finger on what's going wrong with the main deck. Maybe it's also just I'm playing too many copies of Kroxa. In the past, Kroxa has been one of the best cards to play, but I mean, Kroxa is weaker versus combo and all the hyper aggro burn prowess stuff. So I mean, it's possible that maybe like in the near future I go like down a Kroxa, down a Bloodbraid, maybe like swap out Kolaghan's command for something else. I mean, it's only a 3-card difference, but I mean 3 cards is kind of a lot. So I mean, maybe that's something I do in the near future. I'm gonna round out the video there. I'm gonna stay on the stream after the recording ends. So if you're here, don't go anywhere because we're gonna be talking some Jund after I shut off the recording. But if you're watching here on YouTube, definitely hit that subscribe and that like button if you want to see more content like this, because I try to post between 3 and 4 videos every single week, and I've been doing a pretty good job at hitting that target so far. So for more, definitely subscribe and keep those notifications on. Until next time, have a good one and Jund 'em out.